All right, guys, we're back with the scoreboards, rankings updates, all kinds of good stuff. First, we're going to go through Wars 1, 2, and 3. Here's a scoreboard for War 1. GT40 beats Legion 2 to 8. And spoiler alert, GT40's 2 deaths in this war are their only 2 deaths so far this season. JA, they lose to TCN on a tiebreaker 5 to 5. Salty beats DSBG 6 to 9. Noon with a 2-death clear to start the season. Very nice. XK9, they win 3 to 82, and you'll notice that XK9 is in orange. That's because these guys shelled. And what that means is they migrated all of their members to an alliance that one of their members, presumably with an alt account, was possessing with a significantly lower war rating. And what that does is it allows them to start a season with a bunch of matchups against alliances that are not going to have any prayer against them, and they'll be able to rack up a bunch of Alliance War season points that way, even starting in a lower tier multiplier, because the bonus for winning a war is so dramatically high. And ultimately what they're doing is they're essentially pushing to try to replicate the type of season that SGA had last season when they started at the lower rungs of Tier 2, and they ended up going 10-2 and finishing 4th in the world despite not really matching anybody. So I hate shelling. It is a blatant manipulation of the competitive war system. However, it is on Kabam to fix it, and it's not technically against the terms of service because there's no way to prevent player agency, and if you get 30 players in one alliance that all agree to move to a different alliance, that's not technically breaking rules. It's just a shit move, and it also victimizes alliances in the lower brackets that are just trying to get wins. Maybe finish in Platinum 2 or Platinum 1, and they run into a buzzsaw, an alliance that is a top 10 alliance in the world just because that alliance, moved alliances. So it's essentially if a college basketball team were to match an NBA level team, and how fair do you think that is? It's not very fair. Anyway. SSX 4 to 16 over GOM V. PYCB beats 4 Loki 7 to 10. My alliance LVT, we won 6 to 21. We did finish last season second in Platinum 1, and we came into this season with the 28th ranked war rating. So we knew going in that our first few matchups are going to be, no offense to these guys, but not as competitive as later in the season. And then AF, one mention of AF, that is MIBR. I guess they've been docked so many times at this point that they want to change their name and maybe try to escape infamy, but not on this channel. You know how I do. I like to start shit with alliances that cheat, and they continuously cheat. So all right, next down there too, they got docked for, I think, the second time in 3 seasons. Good for those guys. Let's move on to war number 2, and there goes GT40 with the donut, the first donut of the season, and that was against TCN, unfortunate, and then JA against DSVG. Look at this, 1-1. That's not even the craziest war that we'll have here in the first 3. Wait until war 3. But DSVG, man, just can't catch a break. 1 death, and they lose on time. Salty beats Noon 3 to 4. Legion 8 to 17 against SGA. If you guys are paying attention, SGA, the 4th ranked alliance in the world according to last season's Master Bracket leaderboard. They are 0-2 after 2 wars. XK9, look at that, another gimme matchup, 1 to 35. I hope you guys are proud. Matrix 3 to 24 against GOM V. SSX with their second win. AF loses. HCAR, they got docked last season. They lose. It always makes me feel good to see the Red Alliance is losing. And then 4 Loki bounces back 4 to 19 against Wakanda, an alliance that finished in Master last season. All right, war number 3, and look at this. This is the first ever 0-0 war that's ever happened. So GT40 wins on time against Salty. Salty's been crazy, and I can't imagine the feeling of losing when you die 0 times. I guess it could go both ways. There is a part of me that thinks if my alliance died 0 times and lost, I would be very proud of them for dying 0 times. I just can't really imagine what the frustration level would be to die 0 times and lose. I probably won't ever find out. JA 2-3 against Legion. TCN, they lose to Noon. Noon improves to 2-1 and drops TCN to 1-2. DSVG gets a win. SGA's third consecutive loss, 4-6. ISO 8A, they're another shell alliance. They dropped 300 points by moving to a different alliance. I presume that they're 3-0. I don't really care. I know a lot of those guys watch these. Some of them PM me after they watch these videos to complain about my rankings. Don't fucking do that. I don't really want to get a PM from you guys. XK9 with another win, 8-24. Matrix 5-8. SSX 10-12. And then LVT with our third consecutive win, 6-14 against Chaos. All right, let's get into the updates. We've got GT40 at number 1. They're first in efficiency as usual. They've only died twice in 3 wars. That's an average of 0.67 deaths per war. Fourth in strength of schedule. Salty, they are the number 2 ranked alliance according to this sheet by a hair. Now Salty has died 9 total times through 3 wars. JA is second in efficiency. They've died 8 total times through 3 wars, but Salty's schedule's been harder. So that's essentially why there's a flop there. And then one other thing to note, I should have mentioned this at the very beginning of the video. The ranking movements that you guys see there, those are based on the preseason rankings. So like Noon, for example, I think that they finished last season on this chart somewhere between 8 and 11 or something like that. But their preseason rank, they were 6th. They move up, they improve over the first 3 wars to 4th. So they're 2-1, 4th in efficiency, 5th in strength of schedule. TCN dropped a couple. They've been definitely considerably less efficient than in previous seasons, but first in strength of schedule. They've had a really tough schedule. XK9, it's so annoying to see because they've matched essentially nobody. But they're 5th in efficiency. The sheet loves the fact that they haven't died despite matching Tier 2 alliances. And they're 3-0. And then LVT, we are 3-0. We're 10th in efficiency. But we move up from preseason rank 14 to 10th. All right, here we got PBT. They're up 4. They're 2-1. For Loki, they were preseason ranked 13th, mostly based on last season's strength of schedule. If you guys want more information on how the preseason rankings were determined, you can actually click the link in the description, go to the master spreadsheet, and there is now a legend that will explain kind of, some more stuff so that if you don't want to watch this video, you just want to click on the master sheet, you can do that and get as much information as possible. All right, Paulo. Paulo is actually an interesting case. They're 3-0. They haven't really matched anybody. But they shelled, so they migrated to a different alliance. They actually migrated to an alliance with a higher war rating than what they finished with last season. So very bizarre. If I was going to shell, that's definitely not how I would do it. Typically, you want to get a lower war rating so you get easier matchups. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but who cares? All right, Chaos is up to GGIR is on the sheet. Good for them. They were unranked preseason, but they're 2-1, 15th in efficiency. And then AF, aka MIBR from last season, they're down 4. And then SGA, 4th overall on the war rating leaderboard, or on the season 39 leaderboard last season. They're 0-3, 19th in efficiency. They have not been good. All right, let's go to a little disclaimer here. You're going to be pissed off watching this video if you're one of these alliances from this point forward, and that's if you're not already pissed off. But here we go. We're going to look at 7 alliances from Season 39 that finished in Master. On the left side is top 10, on the right side is 11 through 20, and the alliances highlighted in red, these 7 alliances were the only Master alliances from last season that averaged 9 or more deaths per war. There you guys on the left see SGA. They were 10-2. They entered last season with the 61st ranked war rating on the war rating leaderboard. What that means for the matchmaking system is that they are going to get very easy matchups for a while. All right, and then you guys see that For Loki greatly benefited from entering the season with the 30th ranked war rating last season. But this isn't about For Loki. This is about SGA, Chaos, Lox, Revad, Wakanda, FNG, and 1NG. All right? All of those alliances averaged at least 9 or more deaths per war. And look, here's the thing. Some of those people think that me mentioning that they're kind of outliers here in the master bracket is elitist, and that is not what I'm trying to get through. What I'm trying to get across is there was an alliance, DSVG, that finished Platinum 1, rank 21, and then my alliance finished Platinum 1, rank 2, which is overall rank 22. We were considerably stronger alliances, but because of the matchmaking system, we didn't get enough wins to get into the master bracket. Now, I know that what you're thinking is, well, that's your fault for not getting wins. Here's my issue. All of these alliances in red did not have to face an equal number of competitive alliances to earn their spots in master. And that is the problem. DSVG got railroaded all season by the matchmaking system. They matched the 5 best alliances in the world, many of them multiple times, and none of these alliances had to go through DSVG, XK9, Matrix, TCN, JA, Salty, GT40. That's a problem. Our matchmaking system needs to get fixed. So let's go ahead and take a peek at how these alliances are doing so far this season. Now, 1NG, they disbanded, they're gone. They're no longer an alliance. But we have got SGA. They finished 4th last season on the season leaderboard. They're 0-3, negative 14 margin of victory, and they're averaging just under 12 deaths per war. Chaos, they're actually 2-1. FNG, they're 3-0. So good for those alliances. They have positive margins of victory. They're still averaging over 10 deaths per war, but they're taking care of business. Wakanda's 0-3. They're getting shellacked. Lox, Revad, 1-2 apiece. 16 KOs per war. That's crazy. And Wakanda, man, their margin of victory is negative 28. There you guys see down there, the combined record of all of these alliances, the win percentage is under 39%. Their combined death average per war is just under 16, and their combined margin of victory is negative 39. So tell me that these are master level alliances and that the matchmaking system is working fine, and I will tell you you're complete idiots. Anyway, leave a like and a comment or a dislike in a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are, even if they're really super pissed. That's totally fine. This was a fun one, guys. We will have war-to-war updates moving forward. Subscribe if you want to see those, and I'll catch you in the next video.